It's the Panthers and the Vikings. Next on Madden NFL 23.
It seems like only yesterday we were here for Super Bowl 52 and now back for the road to the Super Bowl here in the Twin Cities at US Bank Stadium. Coming up, it's a battle to represent the NFC in this year's Super Bowl, and we've got a classic in store between the Carolina Panthers and the Minnesota Vikings. Hello, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The postseason continuing here on EA Sports. And, man, it is electric in here, and it should be conference championship time.
I don't know about you, but my butterflies in my stomach, they have iron wings in this one. And every guy I've ever talked to has all said the same thing. This game, the conference championship game, may have more intensity than even the Super Bowl because you know what the stakes are. You're trying so hard to get to the big game that this is the one that's the real challenge.
Chance to head to Arizona in 2 weeks' time for Super Bowl 57. We are underway now in the NFC Championship. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And they're led out by the #1 overall pick back in 2018, Baker Mayfield.
And we can talk all we want about football being a team game and leaning on different parts and aspects in order to get it done. And that's entirely true during the regular season. Some weeks it's the defense, the special teams, running the football. But in the playoffs, all the pressure reverts to the quarterback, and he has to play well and play at a really high level in order for his team to win.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he's got room. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That one good for 37 yards.
And that's definitely the way you get things started. That's the way it was drawn up in the locker room, in pregame, and everything. And they got it done right away, running the ball for a big game.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Mayfield now. Over the middle, complete into the hands of Trimble. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. Now again, right side McCaffrey. And he's going to be stopped just short of the first down marker at the Vikings 30. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. 49 yards rushing for him now on the opening drive of this NFC title game. First down, Mayfield. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. To throw, Mayfield. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Nice job there, forcing that incompletion. This is going to be a fun battle throughout this game. Watching him try to take away that area of the field.
Gonzalez's kick is good, but now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. The rough. 4th down. What a big break. Leads to a 1st and 10. Going to the air again with Mayfield. That's complete right side to Lazard. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be 2nd down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package, and that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Throwing middle, and it's complete. Yeah, he was able to shed one tackle, but could not get away from there. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that's going to bring up the 4th down. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And this one will not work out. It is incomplete. They start the drive with Cook. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. 1st down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
There's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
So the previous play, a big help, as now they'll have it 1st and 10 up at the 20. They'll drop the throw. They're going for Jefferson downfield. It's caught inside the 25. He'll be taken down at the 22-yard line. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too.
I'm really not sure what was more impressive about that throw. Was it the distance travel or the accuracy involved? Because I'm going to tell you straight up, when you're trying to hit a guy in stride that far downfield, there's nothing easy about it, but he sure made it look easy there.
And that one covering an even 63 yards in the air. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down and will.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to the end zone real fast.
They run again on 1st down, Cook. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Alexander Johnson finding his way behind the line and quickly to the football.
And that's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
That was a heck of an effort to stop him just short of the marker, but now they're going to need another big play on 4th down on defense, I believe, because offensively, they went from 3rd and long to now it's a go situation here on 4th and inches.
Now on 1st and goal, a chance to get a leg up in this NFC title game. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they come up now 2nd and goal. They'll look to throw. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Minnesota. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings have struck first in this NFC title game. Well, we knew they had the crowd on their side. Their defense has already made a stop, and now here's an opening drive touchdown.
Yeah, how about the defense making the stop, offense feeling their momentum that they've generated, and turning into points on their side. So now you get a team working together, and you get the crowd involved fully on their side in this ballgame.
And in this playoff atmosphere, that 12th man means even more. Greg Joseph on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told, and it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring it down. Zadarius Smith coming in from that outside linebacker spot. He gets him down. It's a loss of 5. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. From the gun, Mayfield, and that is incomplete.
And this drive was almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack up, first down, followed by an incompletion, one more good rip, and they get off the field.
Third and long for Mayfield. And that will be incomplete.
Well, they've moved the ball okay here in these first 2 drives, but this one's going to get them back to nothing. They've got to start dialing up some plays that allow them to finish drives with points.
Fielded at the 33. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. And the Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. Just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so far. They got a touchdown on their first drive. Their defense holds, and now they've got a chance to take a 2-score lead.
And to co-sign with you, exactly the start they scripted up. And really, that kind of start, that can set the tone for the game for them.
18 yards the gain for number 18. A nice throw there. And this is a quarterback, you remember, looking to do what no other rookie has done, and that's lead his team into the Super Bowl.
And now you've made me go back down memory lane a little bit because we have had a few guys come close.
Under pressure, and down he goes. Matt Ioannidis bullying his way in and sticking him to the turf. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team that had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
He'll look to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and it's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pick up there, trailing 2. If you're going to blitz, right, they're going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
They'll set up to throw. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. 8 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Vikings have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Well, with this rookie QB, we talk a lot about his ball placement and how good he can be at laying it right in there. I think we just saw, Charles, though, the strength of that arm. That was an absolute rifle for the completed touchdown.
It absolutely was, and let's face it, you think he was really ready to get that first touchdown? Absolutely. He threw that pass with authority, just as you described. Big-time arm right there, and let's face it, a lot of quarterbacks used to be pitchers in baseball. The fastball was usually their best pitch, and we saw it there.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Carolina getting set to take the field. Mayfield and the Panthers now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. They'll find Lazard here over the middle. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mayfield, room here to run. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, CD, we have seen it many times throughout the course of the season. His defense coming up large and snagging a big takeaway. But here they get not just the takeaway, 6 points as well.
And you just knew that for this team to advance, it had to get a big performance from this unit. And to this point, they've delivered.
Joseph now to have the PAT. And it is now 21-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been called. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Taken from just outside the 30. It'll be a 41-yard punt, give him 5 on the return. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. With a glimpse of Justin Jefferson, the wide receiver, as he and the Minnesota Vikings return back here on offense. He's the star wide receiver, and he's doing his thing so far here into the second quarter.
And how you get distinguished as a star is each and every week performing to a high level no matter what they throw at you, because you always want to take him out of the game if you're a defensive team. How do you press him, double him, triple him, all those things? But the best players show up each and every week. Solid games and some spectacular ones.
And he has showed up time and time again. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime.
It looks like, yes, it is 6 defensive backs on the field for Carolina.
They're going with a dime set. They'll look to throw here. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And he's got it inside the 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield. Touchdown! Kyle Rudolph from 6 Vikings continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know, they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
A drive there of just 4 plays. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Mayfield on 1st down. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I'll give them credit winning that first snap and forcing an incompletion. They're hoping that'll deflate the offense a little bit after they took the field charged up after taking over after a turnover.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They're going to look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a 1st down.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. They'll look to throw again. And he is going to go down back at the 11-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and the Panthers will get the football back. So a 3rd straight pass attempt after they ran it on 1st down. 3rd straight incompletion. Now they're forced to give the ball up.
They must have felt like they just couldn't get it done on the ground. You know, something in what they saw in the defense or how they felt about their offensive line, it just told them throw the football and end up with 3 straight incompletions, turn the ball over on downs, give a big, big check mark to the defense on that one.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. That's complete to Lazard. Now the Panthers going to use the 1st of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. To throw again on 2nd down. Mayfield. Now he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. That's complete out right to the tight end, Tremble. And he is going to have a Panthers first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. Final play of the half, Mayfield. He's got the connection to Moore. So we've reached halftime here in the NFC Championship. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. As always, one half remains in the Battle of the Sea. He will take home that George Halas Trophy and represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. We'll get back.
Yeah, who has time for a halftime show with a trip to the Super Bowl on the line? Let's get back to it. All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Halas Trophy still hangs in the balance as the second half now underway in the NFC Championship game. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. And they have made this look easy. There's not supposed to be anything easy about the NFL playoffs, but this lead, yes, they're at home, but this has been impressive.
And we hear all the time when upsets happen, teams go on the road, that maybe home field advantage isn't all it's cracked up to be. But you and I both know the reality is teams really fight hard to get it. Why? You don't ever have to change routine. Everything's familiar going into the game. It makes things easier, and that has paid off for them in a big way in this contest.
Oh, look at the juke. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. So no problems moving the ball in the first half, but they'll likely come up empty here on drive 1 of quarter 3.
And it was so important for the defense to get that stop because what we witnessed in the first half was them getting run over. And they needed the confidence, and they needed to get off the field so they felt good going forward in this game.
And he is going to pick up the Vikings first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
If there's one thing they are lacking in, it's confidence. They took a big and maybe unnecessary risk going for that 4th down. He put them on his shoulders, though, and paid off the big-time gamble.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter. Now back to throw. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way. So he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it. Just move on to the next play.
Got an open man finding Jefferson. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 43. A 3rd down gain of 19.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. They'll try the middle with Cook. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Here's a 2nd and 7. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Brian Burns. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. Well, the contact well-timed there, and now 4th down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
And the punter's on the sideline. Here's the field goal unit now to try an exceptionally long one. The kick by Joseph is good, and that will extend their lead even further. And Charles, his name etched in the NFL record books. Just the 2nd field goal ever made from 66 yards as he ties Justin Tucker's NFL record.
And everything had to go right for that field goal to be converted. The snap, the hold, the protection, all had to be perfect. No wind working against you, and he nails that one. Congratulations on an incredible kick.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the 2nd half. Mayfield and the Panthers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And he'll start by handing this off to McCaffrey. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now Mayfield. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to the top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here's Johnny Hecker now as he's on to punt for Carolina. Ooh, the juke. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Vikings have it set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it. And he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. 54 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8 that moves the chains.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another first down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And it's caught. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it first and goal. One quarter remains until the NFC crowns its champion. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Cook will take this into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Well, something about this team, you just felt like they were one of destiny all season long. But they made themselves today, as you can see, the class of the NFC.
Yeah, and it's starting to look more and more like the Super Bowl trip is very much in their future.
And the fans starting to book those tickets. Joseph on for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now onto the field, here come the Panthers. And their dream of a Super Bowl berth so close 3 quarters ago, but obviously starting to slip away if it hasn't already. They need points here and in a hurry. Mayfield and the Panthers now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
A 2nd down throw for Mayfield. He's got the hook up to Lazard. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. This offense so far on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Throwing, Mayfield. And that is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. 39 yards on the punt, giving just 1 yard on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. You just kind of feel for the defense right now, this deficit. They have not been able to stop them the entire game, Charles. And some hands on hips, some long faces out there on the defensive side. They're like, oh my gosh, we got to face these guys again here.
Yeah, people don't understand how hard it is when you're on the side that's being dominated to keep your head up and continue to play hard. And that's what they're going through right now. Trying to find that pride inside of them that allow them to continue to fight, even though they are down huge in this game.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They run it again with Cook. And he's got some space here. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 96 yards rushing for him now as he tries to will his guys into the Super Bowl.
I know we're in the era of wide open football, a lot of spread formations, more space, but there's still a spot for power football. We just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants the football in his hands. He's had a good day. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 7 yards there and a first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Former first-rounder Derek Brown living up to the billing on that stop.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes the defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss there. Now 3rd and 14. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Touchdown, Vikings! K.J. Osborne from 21 yards away. And the Vikings are closing in on a Super Bowl berth now as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Joseph now to have the PAT. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. That time a 9-play drive, and it's polished off by a Viking score. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Carolina offense about ready to go. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. Mayfield down. He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. Now, this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time. And you have to think at this point where we're at in the 4th quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just trying to end things with a positive drive and then get the heck out of here.
Yeah, if this had been a concert, you would have heard plenty of sour notes in this one. But they certainly don't want to end it on one. They want to put together a few more throws like that and at least have a final drive to give them a little bit more hope as they move forward.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Mayfield looks to throw. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. Oh, what a move. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers and a 1st down here. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. This one winding toward a conclusion. And how would you assess how the secondary is playing?
Well, we just saw them take another shot downfield that was incomplete, correct?
Correct.
So my assessment is that if anyone's played really well in this game, it's been the secondary. That was the latest example.
Yeah, they've been solid. The whole defense has been solid. Still pitching a shutout. Gonzalez's kick is good, and they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again.
They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted, so they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
3rd down, Dalvin Cook. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10.
Hands it off out of the gun. And this will be a Vikings 1st down as good running gets them to about the 44.
Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. That one looks like he'll throw here.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy, because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out, because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions from our coach. And maybe you actually attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to have to want to continue to push it. My guess, he didn't make out some of the snaps for one earlier. He wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
Joseph now to kick this one away. this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. Well, their backs really against the wall now. And we knew how tough it would be for them. You're coming on the road, NFC title game, crazy environment, and certainly just not looking good here in the fourth. A first down throw for Mayfield. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Mayfield. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. And the Vikings are going to the Super Bowl as we sign off here and say goodnight, everybody.